Have you ever felt that before you go for a meeting, a presentation where stakes are higher, maybe a boardroom meeting, or maybe a job interview, and you feel your heart is racing so fast it's going to come out of your chest, and you feel your mouth is going dry? And if that is the case, let me tell you, 75% of people are deathly afraid of public speaking on this planet, so you're not alone. And in fact, the 25% of people who can talk, out of that, only 5% of people can influence other people to take action, do something. So there's only a very small number of people who can effectively communicate and put people into action. So I'm going to explain you where does the real confidence come from. And if you want access to this, then there is a three-part framework that you need to understand and most importantly apply, because people who apply this framework, their confidence is like a flywheel effect. It amplifies. And people who do not apply, their confidence go down, and then they go for the second round, it goes further down, and they feel absolutely terrified for any high pressure situation. So let's understand this three-part system. What exactly is this? First one is the confidence itself. The word confidence comes from a Latin word confide. So confide means trust. The people who have real confidence trust themselves. They trust their process. They trust their outcome. They exactly know that no matter what, I'm going to be okay. And that's what confidence is. You know the outcome. You exactly know that I'm going to get on stage, I'm going to talk about my message, and people will give me a standing ovation. And you have done that several times. But bottom line is, most people are terrified and they are too perfectionist to even get started. And they compare themselves to other people who are really successful in their field. So what you need to understand, this is a process. Before it gets better, it has to get worse. For example, when you make a building, first thing you do is you dig a hole and lay down the foundation, right? So in fact, the building doesn't go up first, it goes down. Similarly, a plane takes off, the flaps of the wings must go down before the airplane takes off. If you want to start a business, your bank balance need to go down in terms of investment before you see the sales and ROI. Similarly, with everything in nature, you need to understand that before it gets better, it gets worse. Similarly with public speaking, and this is the most uncomfortable part for most people, and that is, I don't want to look stupid and dumb, I don't want to make mistake. But somewhere you have to start, and you have to look dumb, you have to look stupid, you might forget things, and that's okay. You will suck one time, two time, three time, four time, five time, probably six time around, you're not going to suck so much. And if you do it over and over again, you will realize that you know the outcome. And you know that you're going to be okay because you have done it so many times. So the people that you really admire, maybe it's the billionaires who are on social media everywhere. Watch their first video. Maybe pick Mr. Beast. I think he is the popular guy on the internet. Watch his first video and watch the video today. What you'll realize is that's the power of putting in the rep. And now he has come to a point where he got absolute certainty that, hey, no matter what, I'm going to be okay. So if you think that you want real confidence and you're not ready to make fool out of yourself, look dumb, stupid, make mistakes, if you're afraid of that, you're not going to get real confidence. So you have to have that trust that no matter what, I'm going to be okay. Maybe not right now, after 5 speeches, after 10 speeches, after putting myself out there, but somewhere it has to start. So that's the confidence part. Second thing is clarity of message. If you don't know what you're going to talk about, and if you don't know that your message will resonate with people, then you are doing a disservice to them. I'll give you an example. First time I got my speaking engagement in front of a class of 100 people. When I went to the venue, I thought my strategy would be I'm going to ask them a couple of questions, I'm going to answer them, because it was about career choices and resilience. So I realized when I get there, I was absolutely nervous because I had nothing prepared. And when you're trying to wing it, you feel more nervous. So I was trying to wing it when I get there, and then the principal says, hey, we have now 700 people, not 100 people. So when I finally get on stage, I was absolutely terrified. I asked people, hey, do you have any questions for me? And none of them asked me any question. And then I start to talk about some weird things for 20 minutes, and I realize that I'm done with my content. So I get off stage and I felt I have failed myself. And today these people came to listen to me. I failed them as well. From this incident, I realized two things. First, if you go for a presentation and you don't prepare, that's disrespect to your audience and their intellect. They made time to come and listen to you. They made time on, maybe it's on Zoom call, to come and listen to you. They are looking for a solution of the problem. Second thing that I learned is no matter what, even if you're a PhD, you're a doctor, you are somebody with all the degrees, but if you can't communicate, if your technical knowledge is say 10 on 10, your ability to communicate is 1, people see you as 1. They see you no different. Clarity of message will only come by doing things over and over again. So if you tell your story, maybe first time around it's not perfect. Second time around, you'll bring in hand gesture. Third time around, maybe you'll bring the voice modulation and variation as well. In fact, you pick any professional speaker or any public speaker. Most of the topics that they talk about are pretty similar or something of the same flavor. You pick Tony Robbins, you go to his UPW. Every single UPW is exactly the same. Every joke is almost the same. Why? Because it's called clarity of the message. If something works, why to change it? And then you keep refining it. And that's where the genius is. Most of the time people think that when I go for public speaking, every single week, I need to come up with brand new 1-hour keynote. And that's when I'll be a great speaker. Well, you might reach to that stage, but most of the speakers who charge money for talking, they usually have 2-3 talks for 1 hour, 90 minutes, variations of it. But what they have mastered is the method. The little things that you do, the every hand movement, the voice modulation, the examples, how you make people feel, bringing in the emotion part. That's what the real work is. Any which way, words in the speech is only 7%. Rest 93% is your method. How you make people feel, that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, people might forget your slide number 32 with pie diagram and the bar graph. They might forget all of that, but they will remember how you make them feel. So focus on that part. And that's called clarity of message. Now, third thing that I will share with you, and that is called action. Now, I know it sounds very simple. You need to take action, but a lot of people assume that consuming information and taking action is same. It's not true. Let me explain this with an example. Let's say you want to learn driving and you hire no coach, no mentor, nobody shows you how to drive. And you watch like 500 hours of videos, and then you get on the highway with your brand new car where speed limit is 90. What are your chances of survival? Not much. Let's say you want to win Wimbledon and you watch 500 hours of videos online, and that's your strategy to win Wimbledon by yourself. You never go to the court, you never hire a coach and mentor, you never play with real people. What are your chances of winning Wimbledon? Not much. Similarly, public speaking is also a skill, and if you watch hundreds of hours of videos and you're not getting the transformation, then there's something missing, which is called action. The kind of action also matters. Like if you go in the bathroom, speak in front of a mirror, it's not going to help you because that's not perfect practice. It's not a real world scenario. So nobody gets panic and anxiety attack when they go in the bathroom and talk to the mirror. Nobody gets panic and anxiety attack reading books on public speaking, right? So if you really want to master public speaking, you have to do it with real people in real environment. There is a coach and mentor teaching you how it is done and can point out the things where you're making mistake. So if you start taking action, this will change your relationship with public speaking. First few times, you'll feel terrified. You'll feel bad. You'll feel that I don't want to do this, but it's okay. If you keep doing it and then go home and let it go, learn from it, let it go. if you don't make it personal, that it was insult to me as a person, if you don't take it that way, you will survive. And eventually, after 10 time around, your anxiety will leave you alone. And you will become a better communicator. But for that, you need to put in the reps. Reps is the most boring part. Bruce Lee once said, I'm not scared of the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I'm scared of the man who knows only one kick and has practiced it 10,000 times. Similarly, you have to put in your 10,000 kicks in public speaking as well. So looking for any stages. And by the way, show of hands, when somebody says, if you raise your hand, that's also an opportunity. That also counts as public speaking, maybe in your office, in your workplace, in your marketplace. So the more number of opportunities that you take to stand up and stand out, that will also count. It doesn't have to be a formal speech all the time where it's staged, then it's called public speaking. But small initiative where you go for a conference and somebody asks a question, raise your hand, be the first one. In your office, there is a meeting, raise your hand, be the first one. Here's the thing, people always remember who goes first. Nobody cares about who comes fifth, sixth, seventh, or who contributes eighth idea. Usually that's the case. For example, if you watch Olympics, the person who gets gold medal gets everything. But the person who comes seventh, nobody covers them. They don't get anything. But they are the seventh fastest person on the planet and get nothing. Isn't that fascinating? I mean, what that person can do, not many people can do on the planet. Isn't it fascinating? So everybody remembers the first mover. Similarly, we ask, who's the first person ever went to moon? That's documented in history. Who's the first person ever went to Everest? That's documented. Everybody knows. If somebody asks you, hey, who's the 50th person? Not so important. So let's say there is a situation that you are with 100 people on a deserted island and you don't know what to do. But there will be one guy who'll stand up and say, hey, I have a plan. I think we should do this. Everybody follow me. And guess what? Everybody pays attention. Maybe other people also have ideas, but only one person will stand first and everybody will remember that person as a leader. So it's just a habit, a trait of taking action. So 3 things that will actually skyrocket your confidence. First is the self-esteem part. No matter what, I am going to be okay. And second part is clarity of message. So if you speak over and over again about the same thing, you will become really good with delivery. People will understand your stories better and you will become a good storyteller. But for that, those reps are really, really important. And third is implementation, which is taking action, looking for any opportunity to speak. So if you do these 3 things, what you will notice is you have more confidence, and then you have more clarity of message, and then you take action, and then what you'll notice the second time around, you have more confidence. So this is entire flywheel effect. Opposite is also true, by the way. Let's say you have the self-esteem issue. You think that, man, who am I to present on anything, talk about anything? If that's your thought pattern, you don't have self-esteem or confidence, then you also don't have clarity of message. You never put a thought that what I'm going to talk with my audience, with people, what I'm going to share with them. You don't have clarity on that. And then let's say one day your boss tells you, now Mr. X will present the next topic, and you go like, man, this is not me. Why you so mean and rude to me? And that will crush your confidence. Let's say it didn't go well. Now, second time around, you don't have confidence. You don't believe in yourself. You have self-esteem issues, and then you don't have clarity of message, and now it's another meeting. Now you feel more terrified. So this will bring down your confidence exponentially. So if you took nothing away from today's session, understand this. Taking action will help you to become a confident speaker. Not watching, not listening, not reading, not in front of the mirror, but the reps that you put in front of real audience, and having a coach and mentor will accelerate that process. Because right now, if you search on any platform, you'll find millions of hours of content. But the storage is not the problem. The retrieval of the knowledge at the right time is the main problem. But if you feel absolutely terrified in the moment, then look here, do this. All of these things do not really work. Imagine the audience is naked. Those kind of things do not work. People can see through this guy's nervous. And that nervousness will go away, my friend, if you take action. So if you guys are interested in joining our upcoming workshop, go to publicspeakingdomination.com. And I would love to see you in our upcoming workshop where I'm going to show you the practical tools that you need to succeed in public speaking. And in fact, this is an interactive workshop, so you'll get a chance to participate and speak in front of an audience. So let me know how you find this video in the comments below, and what is the next thing that you would like me to cover. Ciao for now.